What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Collider Interview Studio at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Murdy obsessed with this movie. Speak No Evil. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've seen it twice, and there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be one of those ones that I revisit over and over and over again.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Breaks my heart that I can't talk spoilers yet, but we're going to get to talk spoilers on Monday, I hear.
Oh, maybe.
Until then, we're going to keep this nice and safe. James, my first question is for you, because it's been a little while since you've directed a feature film, but I know you did a lot of series work, and it was making me wonder, is there anything about working in the series realm that you think influenced your feature filmmaking for the better?
I'm quick. No, I think character is the lesson of when you work in television, I suppose. And bringing that through, but in the more kind of compression that you have in a film. But with this, all our conversations were character, and I think that's what for me makes any film enjoyable, is investing in the characters and going on their journeys and seeing how they interact with each other.
Great success in that respect. Given the emphasis on character, can you each name the quality of your character that you are most excited to sink your teeth into?
Duality.
I was going to say Duality. That's amazing.
Singularity.
That's actually, no, like it works.
It does work.
It works. All right, I'll lean into Duality first. What is the key to balancing the necessary charm that Patty needs to have so that the audience wants to spend time with him, but while never losing that underlying horror that something bad could happen because of him?
Wow, I mean that's all in dexterous deftness, a lot of skill and a lot of like calibration and orchestration from James. But also, I mean, that's how you make it work. But the things you have to work with are this sort of masculinity that he's portraying that on one side can so easily be toxic and be chauvinist and so easily be sort of like dominant and not okay, but then there is another side of it as well, which is society does also want you to be masculine too. It doesn't just want us all to get rid of that. You are going to walk into multiple situations in your life where you are asked to be a man, whatever the fuck that means. But it doesn't mean those things, but it does mean those things. And so you're kind of walking this line. I think why it's an interesting character to play is, yes, it is charismatic, and yes, he is terrifying, but he is also both versions of masculinity. At times, it's sort of attractive to even almost be the negative thing, to be the toxic thing. There is times when people sort of almost want you to be that, and flirting with the line of how much do you want that and when is it wrong to want that and all those things. It was fun to do with the audience, Oh,
great success with bringing that to life on screen. So Duality, Singularity, actually feels like an impossible question to answer, but I ask it because I think you do it really well. So Louise is basically the only one who recognizes like something's not quite right. What is the key to giving the audience the urge to be like, no, don't stay there, leave, but then also making it believable why she would make the decision to stick around a little longer?
I mean, I think it's a testament to the script and like all the conversations we had before where we all had to believe that she would stay. Like we had to feel like it wasn't stupid. And there were times when if Louise was acting by herself with her daughter, she would have left. But you're also meeting this couple, Scoot McNairy and I play a couple, and you meet us in this point of crisis where we're in that sort of like therapized zone where it's really important to concede to your partner's wishes sometimes and make sure that you're not like steamrolling them in any way. And I think even though it's not explicitly talked about in every beat of the movie, like that's what's going on between this couple. And so bad non-intuitive decisions are made that put them in danger because it's like, well, I want to leave, but you want to stay. And last time I got to leave, so we're going to stay this time. So yeah, I think it's just like constant conflict.
This is I guess a little bit of a personal question, but given how well the movie kind of explores social awkwardness and trying to figure out, where to draw the line and where maybe to be understanding and have empathy, has the movie and the experience of exploring all that stuck with you? Like, do you second think anything you do in real life in terms of figuring out where to draw the line?
I think we all do, right?
Definitely. I mean, I think we've all been in that position. For example, you're at a party and somebody says something or someone's behaving a particular way, and you only, when you get home, you have that slightly angry, I should have said that, or I should have done that. And you know, or in the moment you go, oh, should I, you know, and it's, I think, like, my kids are much better at it now. They have, like, you know, they call it bystander intervention, and it's like if call somebody out, and they're kind of schooled at it. So I think it's partly generational, you know, and we all have that kind of cringe of, yeah, somebody, should we say something? Oh, I don't know. Is that just going to make it worse? You know, if you're in the cinema and somebody is on their mobile phone, do you tell them to turn it off?
Yes.
Or do you worry that they might
like
pull a
that.
knife or a gun on you? I mean, I don't know, right?
That's the right answer, but I'm one of those people that would be like, oh, I'll just sit here and suffer while you do what makes you happy.
It's so rude, though.
It is.
So I do think
That
it's
is
fine
a
to just
bit-
be like, do you mind? I can't see the movie. And then they kill me.
Yeah.
What?
Do you tell them to turn it off?
No, but I'm like, it's like that is an ignorant form of like rudeness or a lack of social awareness. Whereas I feel like Paddy and Kira in this film, they're presenting absolutely toxic views that are like just that make you, if you go with them, make you question yourself. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, all right, I'll let him keep his phone on as well. It's like it's deep. And then when you do call, even if you do have the courage or the self-possession to question somebody like Paddy and Kira, they do this brilliant thing which you've written in, which is brilliant, which is they almost challenge you back and go like, oh, I'm sorry, are we just too real for you? And then the person who called you has to go like, no, I'm real. I'm salt of the earth too. And suddenly they're like stepping into the room even further when they were trying to go, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I know a lot of guys who act like that, and it is infuriating.
Like, brings me back to so many scenes from the movie where it plays out just like you just described it.
Yeah.
I have a very specific bit from the production notes that I wanted to ask you about. James, it's something you said, but definitely Mackenzie, jump in if you have an example. You were saying that you had the opportunity to excavate Paddy and Kira in rehearsals and also on set. First half of that, can you give me an example of something you found in the moment while rehearsing a scene?
Well, we found a lot of, like, we both wanted to show them being, there's no sex scenes or anything like that between Paddy and Kira, but we wanted it to be palpable that they are at it all the time. And so we just very simple sort of intimacy coordinator type stuff. But I don't think we had an intimacy coordinator, did we?
Yeah. Yeah.
did.
But,
We could have
but
had
it was
one.
very, but it was very
But just sort of like, we just wanted to be always touching each other, always passing and caressing or whatever. And that was something we found. And then I think the other thing that we found probably more in the moment was when these guys are trying to leave in the morning and our characters sort of find them leaving without saying goodbye. And Kira tells them the story about a lost child. Like, I think in the moment more than ever we realized that was 100% true. That absolutely happened. And so all these lies and all this bullshit that Paddy and Kira are putting on the
You came up with the thing with the you two finishing each other's sentences.
Oh yeah,
which was great.
Yeah.
So in the script is like James is like, let's give the second half of the line to Aisling, and it's a brilliant idea because it's that sort of the team of them and how they've almost got their rehearsed patter.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. That just gives
nice.
it that feeling of realness.
Yeah. But he left a lot of room to find stuff in rehearsals and on the day, and it was brilliant. It was good for it.
Anything for you, Mackenzie? Something you found either in rehearsals or on the day?
I think we were just constantly finding stuff because of the dynamic that James set up. I mean, with any movie, you go into it and you're like, okay, so I think this is about this for my character, and then you're confronted with the person you're working with, and it changes a bit, and then you're confronted with the other people in the room, and as long as you just stay open and quite receptive to the thing as it like mutates and grows, then it's great and exciting, and you're not just fixed in a solid place.
You feel
it's a
it
thrill
while watching
ride.
it. But it feels almost like this is how I described it in a tweet I posted last night, like a four-hander between these four acting aces that I love, almost like you're doing a play and just bouncing off of each other and living in the moment. That's why it comes to life so strongly.
Do you know what?
I love that.
I watched it with an audience last night after the Q&A we did with you, and which feels like a week ago. And sorry, it's jet lag. And even watching it with a small crowd, like, it felt more like theatre. It felt more like a four-hander show. Not the film, the reaction in the audience, because people were laughing, shouting, shocked, cheering. At the very end, they were like screaming for a particular person being killed. And And then right at the end, somebody just went, "Get him, Tiger!" And then the whole audience like laughed at that one person as well. And I was like, this feels so communal. It's so good.
People lost their minds last night. I said it when we came out, but I feel like it needs to be re-emphasized here. Their enthusiasm when the movie was over and the three of you walked out was just like next level stuff.
It was
Thank
so
you. It's good to know. Thank you.
Energized them.
But that communality that James was talking about is great because it's like that's what cinema is.
Yeah.
Everyone comes together in a crowd and it amplifies. It's like live music, and it's just that's what we've all got to fight for. That's why we all want to make movies, so that you can come in. It's not you're just sat at home watching Netflix. You can get out, you can get in the theater, and you can watch it, and it'll be just this. You'll get this fucking ride, you know?
Yeah.
That's so true. All right, I am going to have a mile-long answer to this question myself when I'm allowed to review the movie. But James, I want to pose it to you because I can't quite talk about it yet. If someone came up to you and said, "Why do we need two versions of this story?" what would you tell them?
Well, you know, it's. I think Christian's film is fantastic, but I think we've relocated it. It's in a new world. It's new characters. They're American characters. They're English characters. And we dig into slightly different things, you know? It digs into all the sort of social anxieties and worries, but it kind of goes further, and it's a different experience. I mean, Christian's film is a brilliant, brutal, nihilist, but this is much more of a sort of roller coaster ride. I think we've lent more into the humor, more into the thrills. But I think it's true to a lot of the themes, and then in the third act, I think it takes it up another notch, and that's very deliberate. So hopefully, it's a really intelligent, fun, roller coaster ride.
Listen, without comparing
our work to Shakespeare, I'm going to compare it to Shakespeare. I think that you don't say, well, why do we need to see Macbeth again? Why do we need two versions of Macbeth? We don't have two versions. We have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of versions of Macbeth, and we don't do a remake of Macbeth. We just do Macbeth. And likewise, there's probably a simple answer. Why do we do that? Because the people who saw Macbeth on Broadway with Patrick Stewart however many years ago saw it. Nobody else saw it. The people that will see someone else's Macbeth in the West End next year, they will see that one, but they didn't see that one. And it's the same with this, because frankly, a lot of people aren't going to go watch a Danish movie as well. So if that's a great story, can we tell it to an audience who will not watch that film? Yes.
Well, they can go and watch it, and the two amplify and complement each other.
Maybe this will make people
drive
who
traffic
would not
to
do
it,
that
and then
go and do that.
you do a double bill and you can debate it, which is great.
That's such an exhausting double bill in
Yeah,
the best
no one wants to see
possible
that double
way.
bill.
I mean,
Which one do you end with?
I 100% would watch both of them back to back. I have to let you go, James. It's time for the inevitable X-Men question, though. We're at Comic-Con. They screened Deadpool Wolverine. It's on everyone's brain right now. I know you've probably been asked every single question under the sun about playing Charles, but I'm going to try for one maybe you haven't heard. Is there any single, I don't know. I don't think this is something to be scared about. Is there any single layer of that character that you think you would have more to gain from as an actor exploring your craft?
Ooh, I'd love to take him evil. You'd love to take him bad. You'd love to take him sort of like make him go like, AWOL. But yeah, like there's tons you can do with that character, which is what they will do. Marvel will do tons with that character, and I cannot wait to see what they do with it. So it's in good hands. And look, if people like Emma Corrin are the kind of people that are getting, although she didn't play Charles, but of course they didn't play Charles, it's still a part that is just so ripe for exploration for whatever lucky actor gets to do it.
Very, very true. I'm going to say thank you for that answer. And also, thank you for Speak No Evil. My God. I can't wait. Again, I can't wait to watch this over and over and over. Huge congratulations. I have a feeling that the reaction you got last night is what's going to happen all over the place when the movie hits theaters nationwide.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.